Major thanks today to Iman. That is the player called Oreo with the exclamation point and the question mark next to that wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube squid. Yes, we are here on Mahi Mahi Resort, ready for some Clam Blitz, ladies and gentlemen. And so I am going a bit off of Iman's information right there. Clam Blitz, unfortunately, gonna be my least knowledgeable mode, but hey, it's gonna be all right. Iman telling me, of course, you've been playing with other French region players and going up against mostly a French team, Radiance. He said it was almost Radiance, so maybe we could call that reddish-orange squad Radiance. I know it may not be all of their players. I'm a little bit less familiar, but all right, let's do this. So we do actually already have some power clams right here. Maybe Teal going to be making that advance, Iman's team, and especially Le Monke. Is that their name? Okay, Bloody Ale going down. That could be Ale. Man, I am just so sorry. Really don't want to be a disappointment to these players and these teams. Look at this. It is back and forth with those splats, and this is at a crucial moment where you could really start making that push. Look at this. So now we're at 60 to 100. This is going to favor Teal right now. They'll get in a few of these clams. Also while getting splatted though, so the pressure is certainly on, and that's what almost Radiance is going to need right now. You can see Kiever actually sort of at the back for this team, just as it stands, and they're actually going to be running Hero Shot today. We are ready to see what's going to happen next. There is that plus 24 penalty, you could call it, and now maybe time to turn the tides. So let's see if Almost Radiance, that's a good name for him, Almost Radiance, we're going to be throwing down that Ink Vac. This is going to be Ale or Bloody Ale. Not able to suck up as much, I think, as we would have liked, and that's okay. We'll send that on forward, and we do see, obviously, they are mobilizing. Sprinkler is down, and then look at this. Wow, there it is. I'm so sorry, Iman, splatting Oreo down. Just fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Now we got them dubs. The double splat right now on Orochi. Should we roll the R when we say that? Orochi. Almost Radiance. It's your chance right here. 74 now. 54. That was very nice. Going to be taken down. That's Ale again. So Hypnos kind of sent on the run because obviously you have Teal making that advance back on in to defend, and that timer for the barrier is going up. So yes, the barrier is back for this Teal team. Sometimes this is where you're going to get the momentum. It's just we have to see if Almost Radiance will actually maybe push back on that. You know, we do have, well, okay, there's going to be a splat. We did have actually 14 on the clam total. Kiever, luckily for their team, putting a stop to that. And so now we see actually a little bit of an advance, and a suction goes down, but then brought down by Le Monke. Splatting Fury before going, but man, first you see him, now you don't. So that Killer Whale 5.1 is ready. What's better than a Killer Whale? Well, it's a Killer Whale 5.1. Tacticooler was down. Maybe Teal can make this advance right here, but notice how many from Almost Radiance are right here, ready to answer that, and then some of them, it's just back and forth because there's a splat, then there's an advance, and then there's super jumps, and everybody's just trying, and we're meeting at this central area right now, just not quite making that final push. So obviously both teams, I would say, evenly stacked, especially at the moment. When you see a score 51 with the 24 penalty, and then we got that 54 with a 23 penalty, we're just about at 220 on the clock. Notice the power clamp down, but then the splat, somebody's got to pick this up. That sloshing machine, and speaking of a machine, Gray pulling this off like a well-oiled one. So here, a little bit of an overhead view to see where everybody's advancing. But hey, I think like a traditional soccer or football match, if you're talking about non-American football, right? There's just not a lot of scoring at the moment, you know? So we could be eating those words very soon, though, if Teal is going to make this advance right now. And that is Iman's team. So thank you once again. That suction bomb kind of well placed because it put Fury, this player, on the edge. Now being pushed back. Obviously, we've got the power clam ready. We're ready to break that barrier. It's just this Almost Radiance team is definitely putting up that resistance, and so with not a lot of movement yet, you just still have to kind of predict. And with mostly even teams like this, I mean, this is the kind of match we usually want to see, but you're just waiting for that score. You're waiting for that one breakthrough to happen, and so far, nothing really for either side. Past those two initial progressions, wow, everybody just being inched slightly forward, slightly back. Splash wall is down. Maybe get some coverage behind this. Bombs flying overhead. Clearly, Fizzy Bomb makes its way on over. A little bit of ink, a little bit of damage. And then we are going to see Tacticooler down right now. Kiever we're looking at right here. Picking up that power clam. 96 gal got representation on both teams in today's battle. I've actually, in my short career, we could call it thus far as a Splatoon 3 commentator, haven't had too many times where I've like really not had a lot to say, because in Splatoon 3, you guys know it. Just in case you didn't though, especially from a commentator's perspective, anything could happen in 2-3 seconds. I come from Pokemon Unite where really sometimes it's like 10, maybe 5 seconds, but in Splatoon 3, a lot of action, so it is very rare that we're just seeing quite a standstill with maybe little to say about it. But obviously both teams with specials going down just constantly and trying to make those pushes, and we're just seeing the splats. They all seem so critical until a move is made for the opposing side. So alright, Almost Radiance, I'm looking at you. Let's get this going. Right now, if you're just looking at the numbers of 50 51-54. That is going to favor Teal. They are in the lead, but we are talking by just such a small margin right here. This match could still go either way, although we are going to be looking at that 10-second countdown coming up very soon. Yes, here we go. The water level's dropping, ladies and gentlemen. And as we're saying that, actually the barrier is down, so right now they are going to turn it around for that reddish-orange team. Oh, you madmen, almost radiant. So there it is, the barrier back up. The onus is now on Teal to turn this around. Oh my gosh, we have to move. Okay, when you don't push something on the controller for a while, it does go dark. Look at this, they've taken the lead. What? And that is gonna call it for the literal last seconds here in overtime. Teal, you are going to take that victory. Iman's team with 71 as the score to a final of 63 over there for almost radiant. Wonderful job to this Teal team right here, and thank you once again to the player Oreo. That is Iman for bringing us that replay code. Hit me up on Twitter, Discord, or comments here if you're a top player with those replay codes. Click an end screen to see another one, and thanks for viewing.